Who do you think is the world's largest producer of cars? It's not Japan, as you would be reasonably thinking. It's actually China. Now, today, China makes pretty good cars. Their efforts are really, really strong on the international stage, but 30 years ago that wasn't really the case. And I suppose there's other places that you could say the same thing for. There's no shame in that. For example, South Korea as well. 30 years ago, what were Hyundai? Not very good. Now they are some of the best cars in their classes. But we are going to drive today one of those early on efforts from China. It's the Zhonga Zidantu CHB 6041TA, and as you'll be able to tell already, although they haven't quite got the hang of making cars just yet in the 90s, they had got the hang of naming them very sharply. Now this is a really interesting car. Most of the components in it do come from a Daihatsu Charade, although it's got its own developed chassis. It's a tubular chassis over which they put a plastic body, which means the car is really, really light. Even though it's an estate car, it's only 800 kilograms. To put that in perspective, that's about 200 kilograms, or nearly a quarter of a tonne less than a Mazda MX-5 NA. Another interesting fact about this car, it's got the headlights from a Honda Integra Type R DC2, or at least so I'm told. So yeah, I'll let you sort of be the judge of how the car handles, although I'll be telling you how it handles in just a moment. Alright, so as you can see visually what this car looks like, it's kind of comical actually. It looks like something from The Simpsons Hit and Run, I would say. And those headlights, they don't even, I know they look a bit like the Honda Integra ones. I don't think they're actually the same ones personally. I just think they're shaped a little bit differently. But you can see how kind of silly the car looks when it's cornering there, cocking that wheel up because the chassis's got so much flex, and that tiny little shopping trolley wheels this thing's got, and sort of massive windows in proportion to the rest of the car, like something you'd expect to see on a Veco van that's ferrying around people from some sort of community centre. Yeah, really interesting looking car. Alright, so let's see what this car can do. Getting away with a little bit of wheel spin there. I know it wasn't much, but I'm actually a little bit surprised because this car really doesn't have a lot of power. But then again, it doesn't have a lot of weight sitting on top of those front wheels either, pushing them down into the ground to grip. So let's see what it's like through this first corner. I'm going to stay in this higher gear. Okay, that's average. Maybe down to second. There's a lot of body roll, as you know, I sort of expected that. And let's see how it is through this corner here. A little bit of understeer. I know it's a really light car, but it does have really skinny tyres as well. Tyres probably not much wider than you'd get on a regular motorbike. So I'm just, as I've got no ABS, I'm wrestling with the brake pedal there, locking the wheels, unlocking them again, just trying to get through that downhill section that I was braking at there. And that sort of haunts this car's handling a little bit, is the lack of ABS, because, you know, in a big heavy car that's not a problem because you got a lot of weight pushing against, you know, your braking force there. Oh, a bit wide there, pushing against your braking force. But in this car it's so light, as I keep mentioning, because that plastic body and that tubular frame chassis, that, you know, it's very easy to lock up the wheels. When you think about it, 200 kilos, as I mentioned before, less than a Mazda MX-5. That's one big show. Think about that, one big show less than a Mazda MX-5. Can I go through this section completely flat? Yes, I can. Look here to the right of the track, to the left of the track, and then over to the right again. I'm not really that close to the track limits. I should be closer, using more of it, to be fair. Didn't get air over the crest. And actually, surprisingly, didn't understeer through there as well, because you go up a slight incline through that fast corner there. I'll just talk about that for a wee second, where you've got lots and lots of grip, and then in the middle of the corner it lifts off and it starts to descend away from you and you lose your grip. I'm being really quite violent and chuckable with the wheel here, probably not a very fast time, but what I would say about this car is it feels so far like a great reset car. And what I mean by that is, if you are somebody who is maybe used to driving faster cars, let's face it, on the sim, because where are you going to find one of these in real life, then, you know, sometimes you need to take a step back, go into a slower car to learn how to be fast again. And what I mean by that is, you'll learn that all the little movements that you do, have a rather huge effect on how fast the car ends up being at the end of the lap. It's not one of those cars that carries it for you as easy as it is to drive. Ooh. Understeered a little bit there due to the back wheel coming off the ground. What time we're going to set there? 2 minutes 52.526 seconds. Alright, so 2 minutes 52 seconds isn't a fast time, as I'm sure you were pretty much expecting. Most quick cars in the Touge will do 2.5 minutes, maybe 2:40. So, tell you what, let's do some more practice and then we'll have a go at seeing if we can do a fast lap. Okay, down into second gear this time for this first corner instead of taking it in third. I think I took it in third before. Not going up to third gear because I don't want to waste time changing gears in between those two first corners there. And I'm going to try and use all the track here. And I didn't use all the track, I actually understeered off the track. Just ignore me ignoring track limits too. Being a little bit unneat. See what I mean about this being a great reset car? Start my braking when I'm on the uphill bit, scrub off as much speed as I can so I don't go into the barrier on the right hand side, and coming around this long left hander, try to kiss the apex on the way out so I can go full throttle on the way out. And this is actually a really awkward corner because you see these rocks here on the left hand side. It's so easy to just plough into them due to, you know, that actually being a sort of corner that tightens and it loosens again and it tricks you. Crossing over my hands, really shouldn't be doing that, but it's... I could handbrake turn it, but, you know, yeah, it's not going to be any faster. Right to the right hand side of the track, over to the left, full throttle, dab of brakes. It's alright, it's plastic. Again, fully flat through here, there's no real reason to lift. Changing up to fourth gear, see if I can utilise the torque curve a little bit. Almost flat over there. I didn't want to risk getting shot into that hill on the right hand side. Just trying to carry all the speed I can through here. Change where the car's pointing, brake on the uphill section again. Down to second gear, letting the car run out wide at the end of that, and coming right into the inside of that corner. Really far over to the right there. Come on. Open differential as well just means that the front wheels, I know it's again not got much power, but they will want to spin. See if I can get a little bit of a handbrake turn here. No, not really. That wasn't great. Okay. Hitting the rev limiter there. I could have taken that corner almost flat, I think. The car's got it in it. And let's see, when we cross the line here, are we going to be much faster than we were before? Yeah, just about 3 seconds faster. I really hope you enjoyed taking a quick look at this car. It's an interesting car nonetheless, and I'd be really curious to know if anyone's ever actually seen one of these in real life, because let's face it, it's really unlikely. Alright, bye for now.